When I first felt the call to serve God in Taiwan, it was 2008. After I graduated from college, I was ready to go into the mission field. However, God led me in a different direction, and I was a little confused at first. I ended up going to seminary when that was never my intention. I didn't like to study. I thought I was done with school forever. But God had different plans for me. It was hard for me sometimes when I thought about all the time I could have been spending in Taiwan, reaching the lost. But this is where God wanted me to be. After a few months, I realized why. There were so many reasons, but the main reason was to make me more equipped. Some people may argue that I should have just went into the mission field because it was so important. Some people might say that it didn't matter. God called us to work in the field, and that was all that matters. But for me, God wanted me to go down a different path. Does this make me a better missionary than those who went straight into the mission field? No, not at all. It doesn't matter. Just like in this text, Paul is telling the church that they should stop focusing on what is supposed to happen and live in the moment that God has placed them in. In this case, it is about circumcision. The old law required all Jews to be circumcised, but when Jesus came and fulfilled the law, that didn't matter much anymore. God is more concerned with our hearts and not about our outward manner. If God leads you to a situation, but you long to be somewhere else, I encourage you to take a step back and realize that God called you to be there for this time frame for a reason. It isn't about what you think is best or what someone else is doing, because God knows best. Trust that God will lead you through the situation to use you in bigger ways. As Paul says, each person should remain in the situation they are in when God calls them.